The Rangers saved their best for last again, and their goalie saved just about everything else during the course of the night. 4 goals in the third period for the second straight game against the Capitals, and this time the third-degree burn was on Washington. John Giannone alongside Steve Valiquette. You want to know how much of a signature win this was? Rangers were, 0 for 10 when trailing after 2. Capitals were 18-1 when leading after 2. Rangers flipped the script in the final 20.
You're wondering how that is possible, right? And my feeling before the period began was that if the Rangers happen to lose this game, lose being aggressive rather than accepting it and being passive. That's what you're looking for in this team right now as far as growth, and they won it being aggressive. I mean, rush plays, back-checking, turnover, pinches. They made the Washington Capitals look like they were amateur. You know, and it was really impressive. I mean, you see the group come together like that and work as one. It's amazing to me because I feel like a lot of their PK details and how they're jumping and how they're aggressive is really spilled into their 5-on-5 game, and that's fueling their rush game. And now they just execute on it. And, I mean, it was one beautiful goal after another. Just an outstanding performance. I'm just happy for the group. And just a complete dichotomy from what we saw in the first period, because within the first 4.5 minutes, the Capitals had a 2-0 lead. They had the first 9 shots on goal in the game. Rangers didn't get their first shot till almost the 9-minute mark. Shesterkin made 4 ridiculous saves to keep it at 2-0. And then Filip Chytil becomes the savior offensively with a goal on a breakaway in which he had all the time in the world to think about what he wanted to do, and his thoughts became actions. And you know what, John, it is what you just said, because you're on the bench and you're seeing save after save, and then finally guys are saying to themselves, hey, boys, let's get going here. Come on. And then you start getting some plays that get you up ice quickly because you're defending harder. You're coming into your zone and you're doing the right things. The details are checked. And Chytil, I think he just has outstanding speed right there. His first 4 or 5 steps to get his stick on this puck, to get it loose, to get it from his feet to his stick, and then make the right decision. This is when every shooter is looking up and reading off the goaltender. When the goalie goes down here, he leaves his head behind, and Chytil goes strong and up and over that pad. And the angle that he does it, you have to keep in mind the goalie's pad is 11 inches wide. If he's away from it enough on the forehand, he can elevate. I felt like he took the exact angle and distance that he had to. That's a finisher's goal. That's a goal scorer's goal. He had great patience and detail. 10 strides and a glide, and you usually don't see that on a breakaway from that length. But Filip Chytil scored his 6th of the year. It put the Rangers on the board. It was a monumentally important goal. Filip Chytil just moments ago talked about it and more after the game with our Michelle Gingras.
Thanks, John. Phil, a beautiful breakaway, as we just alluded to before we started rolling there, to spark the comeback for your team. What did you see on the ice?
Yeah, we did, or Washington play first 11 minutes. They were a better team. They outskated us, and we respond. We scored a goal. We started play better. In third period, that was ours. We scored 3 goals, and that was perfect for us.
Did you feel the momentum shift a little bit once you got that first one?
Yeah, that was, I think that helped our team, because first 11 minutes, that was hard. They outskated us, how I said, and after a goal, we played a little better. We didn't shoot much first 2 periods. We say in the locker room, we started to put more pucks to the net, and we had a couple nice plays, and happy for the win.
I was just going to say, it was a tight second period, but it seemed like it opened up a lot in the third. What was the biggest difference for your team to start being able to get those goals in the third period?
Yeah, I mean, how I said, we started skate, we started to put the pucks to the net. We just follow our system, what we want to play, and that was great third period from us.
Igor Shesterkin, 30 saves on the night, especially a huge first period for him to really keep you guys in it. What do you think of his performance?
Yeah, he's unbelievable. Every time he's in the net, we're lucky we have the goalie like this, and he's helping us a lot. So yeah, he's a big part of this win, and how I said, we're happy that we have him in the net.
Well, enjoy this win, Phil. Congratulations.
Yeah, thank you very much.
John, back to you.
Michelle, thanks very much. And we heard Phil Hedl talk about how the mentality had to be different because after 2 periods, Rangers only had 17 shots on goal. It was 2-1 after Hedl's goal, stayed 2-1 after 2. So the Rangers down a goal, headed to the third where they hadn't won all year in such a situation. And it took about 4 minutes plus for a beautiful tic-tac-toe goal by Capo Caco to tie the game.
Yeah, it was a 3-on-2, and we were talking about it in the pregame because they don't happen that often. Even the best teams in the NHL, they only get a 3-on-2 once every 2 to 3 games. So you're seeing the Rangers do so well again in their own zone and coming together. So you need that to get up the ice with that speed, but have options. But you have to read off of one another and jump early to get that interception, to get that move. Now, what you want to do right here is you want to get the puck to the middle of the ice. Panarin does it himself. He doesn't do it by passing, and then that isolates a 2-on-1. That's the exact way and route that you want to identify and then take advantage of your ice on a 3-on-2. It leaves Caco all open on the back door. And, you know, when you're looking at rush plays, breakaways actually happen most frequently, then 2-on-1s and then 3-on-2s. So, again, if you're the top team in the NHL is Pittsburgh on 3-on-2s. They've only had 17 all year. Makes coaches wonder, I think, a little bit about how frequently you should actually be coaching your 3-on-2s.
Yeah.
They don't happen as often as people think.
Perfectly played by the combination of Panarin and Strome to set up Caco. That made it 2-2. 2 minutes and 22 seconds later, Adam Fox, the #1 star of the week in the NHL, shined.
Well, what a big shot, you know, like just coming in at a big moment and being a big guy. And that's what everybody talks about in hockey. For the big players, they have to play in the big moments. And he's really made a name for himself. Lindgren starts this play, though, with a great pinch. And that's part of that 5-on-5 play that we've seen at the PK that's now in the 5-on-5 game. The exchange at the blue line is epic. The goaltender going down before he crosses his zipper, before he crosses his middle, is really the read that Fox makes there. He feels like he has the opportunity to go back short side shelf. We've talked about the extra room there, but it's a great read, and it's really nice to see these guys right now have the focus to execute when getting to the net in pressure moments, right? I mean, this wasn't an easy game by any stretch of the imagination. They pulled it out of the fire, and they looked great for it.
So a highlight game-winning goal for Adam Fox and a beautiful pass by Ryan Strome, and it continues a couple blue streaks. For Strome, continues his career-high streaks of 10 games with a point and 9 games with an assist. And for Adam Fox, he now has points in 8 straight. Both of them have 2 goals and 13 assists in their last streaks, 10 games for Strome and 8 for Fox. And for Adam Fox, I mean, when you're on a list that has Brian Leetch's name 4 straight times, you're doing something. Defenseman with 30 points or more in the first 35 games of a season. Adam Fox becomes the first Ranger D-man to do it since Brian Leetch did it 20 years ago, and then Leetch did it a bunch of other times along with Sergei Zubov in the magical year of '94. Adam Fox, we talk all the time about him starting to get national attention. #1 star in the week in the NHL will do that for you, but plays like that do as well.
And you know what it does? It's a reputation that sort of walks into the room before you do. And now you see him on the point when he's on the power play and drawing people out, opening up lanes. When he dives down, he always adds value. And because of that, he gets attention. And when you do that, you open up lanes for other people. And if he has the room, he sees it and takes the opening. There's not really much more to say about his game that we haven't already said this year. We've been talking about Adam Fox every single night. Pre-game show, post-game show. And the nice thing about that is that it's been consistent. And if we're consistently talking about him, it's because his play's been consistent.